what results did you start to see as the guys started to climb into the program and we were transferring these tools and the skills into them?
The 6 weeks were probably at least 2x our investment. We've definitely made our money back and then some with what you provided with us.
We did more sales in 3 weeks than the company had ever done in the entire 3+ years that it had existed before.
200% increase just for the month of October, and that's I'd put that down to just what I have learnt in terms of using different tools.
He's just getting sale upon sale upon sale, and he was somebody who's been with us for I think 15 years, and his hardest area was matching in sales. But he's just on fire at the moment, and he's so confident, and it's so exciting.
I've seen, even in the guys that probably weren't quite as engaged as others, they've comfortably had a 30% lift. Tom, I would comfortably say 25% increase, and confidence that will grow into, I'd say, at least 80 to 100% increase on where he is now, because he has the confidence and they're putting that in action. Harry was doing well already. For him to do to 100%, it would be impossible, but he's got a 10 to 15% increase. He's picking up more clients now every day, and that's really comes down to, I think he was always enthusiastic, but I think a channeling of that enthusiasm, which the course has done, has definitely made him a better overall performer, and we will see dividends coming from that in the future as well.
Every dollar that we spent, and that's why I'm fully behind you presenting at the conference, and then getting involved in training with our international teams later in the year as well. I think extremely good. We should see an extremely good return on the investment here.
We're setting targets and we're nailing them now, and it's the hockey stick thing too. It's not just we're seeing now performance build within the team. And the trend hasn't plateaued out, right? It's still growing here. So really in the early stages of the potential of our own team.
The tools that were learnt, particularly around the importance of the personal relationship. The serve to sell approach is one that resonates very, very well with our team. And as I said, that's one of the things that CRV is recognised for, is that level of customer service. So again, it reinforced that and gave confidence that that can be achieved and should deliver results. And I guess as we move into the current sales season, we're really looking forward to seeing the fruits of those labours.
We've increased our pipe and put more focus on it, which has been good. I'm definitely more confident in the conversations that I'm having. And I found within myself that I'm like, I want to go out and sell, or I want to go and, address these inquiries that have come in, rather than being kind of a little bit nervous about it and whether I'm going to say or do the right things. I'm more energised, I suppose, to pounce on those opportunities.
In terms of getting a return, he's 30% ahead on last year in terms of dollar figures. For the calendar year, which takes in the big part of our season, he's 78% on last year. 70% win rate at the moment, the way we measure it. The year before was 65, and the year before that was 51. So that's incremental. This year he's added, the way we measure a deal, 186 meaningful deals he's working on this year versus 69 last year.
I've got no regrets, and I think the numbers are very positive, and and as a company we're performing much better than we were this time last year, which is awesome. But so no, it's been very positive from my point of view.
Had you done sales training before with the team? And if you had, what was the experience? How would you describe previous sales training companies that you brought in to do the job?
Previous sales trainings have been as a group training over, I think the maximum we've done was maybe 3 days. Probably changed a few habits. I'm a great believer that you always get something out of training, but I don't know that it's been as in-depth as what we've done with this one.
They've all had a bad experience with someone before. Second thing, they think that it's not relevant to what they do. They're in ag and they say it's different and it's, versus other industries. And then thirdly, they think they probably know quite a lot and there's not much they can learn. So that would be the 3 main things that may go through some of their minds.
Previous ones, it was very generic. 2/3 of it was boring, and then there was only really a little bit of engagement. But also they did it with big groups, 20 people on a group on a Zoom call, and I'd go to them and I could watch the people just zoning out. they weren't engaged. Because there was nothing to keep you engaged. And it really, we came out of it. Like, I went to them, I watched a few things, but we probably only ever had 1 or 2 people that would comment, oh, this was something interesting of that. But they were only taking 5% out of the 100% that was thrown at them. And to me, that was it didn't, for what it was worth and the time that they had to give up to do it, it wasn't worthwhile.
In the past, we've worked with some sales trainers that really didn't connect with our market, right? It was really automotive based, and the objection handling, all of the issues really weren't pertinent. And so while there was some good structure there, it really didn't land because it wasn't directly related to what our guys face on a regular basis.
The sales training that everyone has had in the past has been that you turn up for a day or 2 days and do a sales training session, and there's no accountability post the training session to see how you're going. And I think that's been a big win for your training, is that there's recall and retrieve post each session to then bring in and come back each week.
Prior experience with sales training is a bit of a sharp and throw up, a 1 or a 2 day event, and it's quite generic, thinking that every market and every sales box should fit into the same pattern, but it doesn't. Rural is its own unique beast. So yeah, our prior experience was really what was driving the hesitancy to make a big commitment in time and money to do another round of sales training.
In our experience, bad sales training is we explain what our business is and what our challenges are, but then we just get a cookie cutter response of this is the way you sell, and it doesn't reflect our market or our customers at all. Sales training we've done in the past has been, I'm going to say probably a mile wide and an inch deep. I think everybody nodded their heads and understood it, but they didn't have that why behind it to really be able to get it in deep and as part of the culture.
What would you say to people that were listening or watching this and going, hey, look, I've got a real sales team and I want to improve?
For me, this is a complete game changer and a complete no-brainer.
Try it. I think the style of delivery is different to most other sales trainings that we've had, and that's worked really well. It's been one of the key things where you've had the ability, because it's not one-on-one, but it's close, to be able to actually tailor what they need and coach them along the way, reinforce some of those key sales concepts with them by getting them to do homework and having those repeated follow-ups.
You did a great job of getting the team brought in right from the start. I think being face-to-face was really critical to that, but then the rest were all online, and that was fine. That I think the week went really quite fast. These meetings come around really quickly. And I thought that was a perfect format. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short, and it created a chance for everybody to have their say within the session.
We're starting to see what excellence looks like, and able to really push the team and having I think the independence has helped a lot. When I say the independence, having someone coaching the team can really push people out of their comfort zones to really excel at what they're doing. And so now we're starting to see really good examples and uncover traits within the team that maybe we couldn't quite see before or weren't obvious before, which is really good. And it's also shining a light where we're weak as well.
While we signed up for a certain length of trainings, I don't think any of them are stuck to the time, and the commitment you've given to see the job through has been appreciated. And again, it's just that I guess it just epitomised that service to serve to sell model, isn't it? You lead from the top and you see it demonstrated. If anyone's got any doubts, give me a call.
It's given me focused time on how I'm going to build the revenue in the business and how to do that. Whereas as a founder trying to do so much stuff, I was really struggling with that. And I've really enjoyed getting the skills that I know that I needed to deliver revenue growth in our business. So for others out there, they want to put that focus on their business, which we all need to as founders. Like, man, I wish I'd done it earlier. I should have done this earlier.
I don't think I've ever had anybody come approach me personally and thank me for the investment in training we've just put them in. And I had 3 people come up to me and say, hey, I just need you to know that I am such a better person for this business after going through that. And for me, it's been a home run. I'm setting my weeks up with intention, and I've got more skills in my tool chest to go and make myself successful and this business successful.
Too much stuff we get taught at with sales that's highly theoretical. If it's been given by somebody who's probably not done any selling for extremely long time. And what I loved about you is that you give examples of how you do it today and how you've done it in the past, so you come from genuine experience. There's a really nice alignment with understanding the industry that we play in. But personally, I have to talk to anybody and say you'd be right to talk to any industry. It doesn't matter. It's just that you've obviously got a good understanding of the agri industry. For me, it works as well. The content, it works across all those key customer facing channels, obviously sales, but also very much relevant to customer success.
Knowing how to sell is essential. And we knew we had to be salesmen, but we didn't know how to sell. We didn't want to be salesmen particularly because we thought that came in with a whole lot of bad connotations. But we knew we had to be, but we weren't doing it properly. So I think it's a critical piece of the puzzle is getting this sort of training under your belt. Teaches you to sell without being a salesman.
I think it's a great investment in your people, and we'd certainly want to continue to do that in the future, and can see the benefit of it. And along, I guess you changed my outlook around, just sort of hit and run sales training versus long-term skills enhancement and education about both the psychology and the skill and the process around better relationships and better sales outcomes.
And one of the greatest lessons that you've talked about is loss aversion. And if you don't get the psychology of a purchaser right, then you've got no hope. And if you want to be a pushy salespeople and try and close and all the things that the 80s sort of spoke about, then you're not going to have any chance. So I'd absolutely recommend having an initial conversation with you.
A lot of people see sales as being dirty, and I think it's the fear of going out and making a sale. So what I think is really refreshing about the program that we've been through working with you is that we've changed that on its head. This is about building a relationship and connection and having being part of someone else's business, which if you talk to anyone else, you feel good about that because the customer feels good. So I think it really puts not only the buyer, but us as trying to provide a service or a product, put us in a much happier space. Yeah. It's not something which is a real drag to do and you're fearful. It feels, hey, I'm a trusted advisor. This is someone who trusts me, and we're working together.
Well, firstly, I'd recommend it, but come in and be prepared to be vulnerable. Don't come in and sort of high level it. Be prepared to go deep. And if you do that and you're vulnerable and you're open to it, you'll learn and your team will learn. And if you apply those learnings, you'll get results. It's been confronting for individuals, which is a key part of the value. So if you're going to come into this process, be prepared for that. You will grow and you'll learn a whole lot of new skills, but don't dive in if you just think you're going to be same old, same old. This will challenge you and confront you, and that's where the value is.
Probably the highlight from me is when the guys would highlight, they would come to it with a question and you could relate to it because you actually understood what they were doing. It wasn't a generic sales thing. It was how to relate to what they were doing. And to me, that was worth, it's worth 3 times as much.
Recommend the programs. It's an angle that I haven't seen, and it's on a scale that works really well. It's nice that we were working with you and not just kind of a bait and switch, where at the end of the day, you're getting somebody who hasn't actually lived it, which is, lived experience is really important to us.
I think very, very beneficial for your business, a good investment for your hungry individuals that want to see the business succeed.
What we've carried out is light years in front of what I've been involved with in the past, and I speak for our team in that sense as well. There's no cookie cutter, there's no box ticking exercise. It's tailored, it's specific to the ag industry and the way farmers and contractors work, which is really important to us. And hey, we've seen the results. It's an investment, but we've seen results already.
I would say if they're looking for effective training, sales training in the ag sector, they definitely have to look at your company. Rural Sales Success has definitely lived up to their name, I would say, with us, and they get it. They get farmers, they get ranchers, and those are the kind of people that you need to work with to really elevate your game.